Man is a creature who gets used to everything. Dostoevsky wrote that. And you've gotten used to the worst lie of all, that your life exists to upgrade hers while destroying yours. You know this. You've lived it. You've poured your money, energy, years, mind, and future into building a throne for her while you sat on the cold floor beneath it. You called it love, loyalty, being a real man. But who's building your life while you build hers? Who's rescuing you while you're busy rescuing her from a life she should have built alone? You gave her everything. What did you keep? Nothing. Dostoevsky didn't just write about guilt. He wrote about the weakness of men who throw away their souls for people who never asked them to. Man only likes to count his troubles. He doesn't calculate his happiness. You've been counting the wrong things. You thought you were building a future, but you were building a prison. Brick by brick, funded by your blindness, mortgaged by your time, locked by your cowardice. You thought giving more would make her stay. Sacrificing more would make her love you. Making her life easier would make you feel like a man. But you don't feel like a man. You feel used, unseen, like you sold yourself cheap. And the worst part? You did it willingly. Dostoevsky warned, lying to ourselves is more deeply ingrained than lying to others. That's what you've done. Lied to yourself. Called this love. Called neglecting your future noble. Told yourself that if you keep giving, you'll finally matter. But real men don't give everything away to prove their worth. They build themselves first so they never have to beg for value. You've funded a life you don't belong in anymore. You feel it, that gnawing bitterness in the quiet. You traded yourself for nothing. You were born to build a life, not donate it, not waste it decorating someone else's throne, not lose yourself making her life easier. Dostoevsky called this spiritual suicide. Slow, silent, respectable suicide. You feel empty because you upgraded her life while letting yours rot. Unless you stop now, unless you face the truth, you'll die as the man who made everyone comfortable except himself. This is the story of most men, but it doesn't have to be yours. Don't call it love. Admit it. You're doing it for approval, for the pathetic reward of not being left alone. Dostoevsky saw this in every man, the fool building a kingdom where he holds no crown, laying bricks for a palace he'll never own, begging for validation he should have earned from himself. The man who lies to himself loses all respect for himself, and when he has no respect, he can no longer love. That's you. What you're doing isn't love. It's servitude disguised as romance. Slavery sold as masculinity. You know how it ends. You upgrade her lifestyle, her comfort, her opportunities. One day she leaves, not because she's evil, because she knows you were never building for yourself. You built to impress her, to be needed. The moment she stops needing you, she stops respecting you. Look around. Millions of men gave everything and ended with nothing but memories they paid for alone. Dostoevsky understood the sickness of the man who needs to be needed, the underground man, that pitiful creature who justified weakness as depth, bitterness as wisdom. You're dangerously close to becoming him. You traded ambition for convenience, mission for romance, your future for a seat at a table you don't own. You wonder why you wake up bitter, why you feel like a fraud, why you resent the life you claim you built out of love. Because you didn't. You built it from fear. Fear of standing alone. Fear of silence. Fear of being a man whose life doesn't orbit someone else's needs. Dostoevsky knew no woman respects the man who erases himself to make her comfortable. No woman stays with the man who sacrifices his purpose to fund her lifestyle. No woman follows the man who forgot to lead himself. You've known this, but admitting it means facing the guilt of what you've thrown away. Here's your warning. Keep trading your life and you'll wake up in a future built for her, a ghost of the man you could have been. You cling to the lie that self-sacrifice is noble. You brag about how much you've given, endured, suffered. But Dostoevsky saw through men like you, cowards hiding behind duty. Suffering is part of the vast love of the universe, but meaningless suffering is madness. Your suffering isn't noble, it's slavery. You're suffering like a man who threw away his mission to keep her from leaving, and she can't respect it because she sees the truth. You're doing it from fear. Fear of being alone, unloved, responsible for your own failure. So you shift the burden onto her. Make her the center, her success your mission, her dreams your reason to breathe. When she leaves, you'll say you were used, but you volunteered to be forgotten. Dostoevsky called this spiritual humiliation, the slow death of a man who rented space in someone else's kingdom. You tell yourself you're different. You're not. You're another man who thinks sacrifice makes him noble, but sacrifice without self-respect makes him nothing. You forgot the first rule. You're responsible for your survival, not hers. If you don't build yourself, lead yourself, fight for yourself, you'll wake up begging for the life you could have built. She will leave, not from ingratitude. She never wanted to carry the weight you refused to shoulder. You made her your purpose, your mission, your identity. Now you wonder why she lost interest, why she's cold, why she no longer sees the man she believed in. Because you stopped being a man when you stopped living for yourself. She saw it long before you admitted it. Here's your choice. Keep sacrificing yourself to upgrade her life while yours crumbles. Or wake up, reclaim your time, rebuild your mission. Stop living for someone else's validation. Dostoevsky warned, you don't lose your life in a moment. You lose it inch by inch, choice by choice. Now you stand in the rubble of a life built on fear, not love. You don't know who you are without her. That's the tragedy. You could have built a fortress, a legacy, a man no woman could outgrow. But you didn't. You built her dream. Made her life easier while yours shrank. Emptied. Here's what you don't want to hear. She doesn't owe you anything. Not loyalty, gratitude, love. Not even a thank you. Because you didn't do it for her. You did it for the weak, approval-starved version of you who thought being needed meant being valuable. Dostoevsky wrote, to love is to suffer, and to suffer is to love. But you skipped the unspoken truth. Suffering without boundaries isn't love, it's self-betrayal. You were never supposed to erase yourself to make someone feel secure, trade your mission for their comfort. You were supposed to build something bigger than both of you, something they could trust you to lead, respect you for creating. But you didn't. You built a temple for someone else, lit candles, swept floors, stood outside waiting for an invitation back in. Look at your life. The energy poured into her dreams, sacrifices made, opportunities lost, years wasted. Now answer, what did you build for you? Where's your foundation, your mission, your life? You don't know. You never made yourself the project, the priority, the man she could respect without needing to save. Now you're alone, not because she's gone, but because you were never there. If you don't stop this cycle, you'll die as the man who upgraded someone else's world while his burned. That's how most men die, empty, forgotten, unbuilt. But it doesn't have to be you, not if you turn around now. Dostoevsky knew, the darker the night, the brighter the stars. You're in the night, you've lost years, yourself, respect, but you're still breathing, still listening, still have one thing left, the power to stop lying. Dostoevsky wrote of men who collapse under their own lies, but also of men who rise after destruction. That man could be you. First, let go of the lie that your life is worth less than hers. Kill the belief that your value comes from being needed. Stop playing martyr. Provider with no purpose. Fool who gives the world away to avoid being alone. You weren't born to be an emotional crutch, a retirement plan, a sponsor of comfort while drowning in regret. You were born to build, lead, suffer for something yours. To live without hope is to cease to live. You've lived without hope long enough. It's time to rebuild. Face the silence. Stop pretending your life has no weight outside making hers easier. Walk away, not from love, but from the version of you that made others your reason to live. The world doesn't need another man starving for approval. It needs men who build from the inside out. Choose mission over comfort, meaning over validation, responsibility over applause. Here's the cold truth. You don't need her life to improve. You need yours to stop decaying. Stand up, not for her, for you. When you rebuild, rise from the ashes, stop buying love with sacrifice. You won't beg anyone to stay. They'll follow, because you'll finally be leading. Rebuilding won't be easy. Dostoevsky knew. The mystery of human existence lies not in staying alive, but in finding something to live for. You've run from this. Not from pain, sacrifice, cost. From the emptiness of never defining your purpose. It's easier to make someone else the mission, their happiness your job, disappear into their life than build your own. You mastered giving without building, sacrificing without standing, providing without leading. Now it's over. She's gone. You're left with nothing but yourself and the realization you've never built anything yours. But here's the hidden gift. She's gone. No one left to hide behind. Blame. Distract you, carry the burden you refused. This is where the work begins, when you stop apologizing for choosing yourself. Stop outsourcing manhood to others' comfort. Take responsibility for the life you feared to build. The man you were, the one who upgraded her life while his crumbled, is dead. The man you must become isn't born from comfort, validation, or sacrifice for others. He's born when you choose to suffer for something yours. You think you lost her. No, you lost you. Your time, strength, dignity, mission. You've stood in ruins, blaming her for leaving when you abandoned yourself first. Dostoevsky's greatest warning isn't about women. It's about men. It's about men who lose their souls living for anything but truth. The truth? No one's coming to save you, build you, hand back wasted years. Rise now or rot in the memory of the man you refused to become. The clock's ticking. You're face to face with the truth you've run from. You spent your best years buying love with sacrifice. Spent your strength proving you're enough by giving everything away. Upgraded her life and called it manhood. But validation isn't love. It's a drug. A sedative for men terrified of living without approval. Every time you bend, chase, give up more of yourself to keep her smiling, you feed the addiction killing you. You don't need a woman to tell you you're enough. Become enough for yourself. Here's how. 1. Kill the savior complex. Stop fixing women, rescuing them, making their happiness your purpose. You're not God, their father, their life raft. You're a man with a mission bigger than her smile. A woman doesn't want a man who lives for her validation. She wants a man who lives for his mission, something so powerful she fights to be part of it. Rebuild your mission. What have you neglected? What dream did you bury to play provider? Dust it off. Suffer for something yours. Rebuild your body, business, mind, discipline, name. The world needs a man so committed to his mission that female validation feels small. Confront the empty man inside. Sit in silence. No phone, no distractions. Write every excuse you've used to waste your life. Face them. Until you confront that void, you'll run to women to fill it. No woman can fill a void you refuse to face. Earn your own respect. Do hard things for you, not her, not applause. Wake early. Train. Build. Keep promises to yourself. A man who respects himself never begs for respect. Redefine what you want from women. Stop seeking comfort, approval, to be needed. Seek a partner who stands beside the man you built, who respects your mission, not one who becomes it. Build yourself, and you'll stop attracting users. Start attracting followers. Guard your energy. Stop pouring yourself out for people who leave you empty. Stop investing in relationships that only take. Make today the day you stop hiding. Stop living for validation. Rebuild your life brick by brick, choice by choice. No woman, friend, or family can give the respect you refuse to earn. If this message hits you, don't scroll. Declare, I choose to build myself first. Let the world see you're done playing small. Support the channel. Spread the message. Every shirt, product. It's a reminder you're done living for approval. Like, share, subscribe. Visit the support link. Help build this for men like you. Men ready to lead again. Dostoevsky said only real men understand this.